Lover's card is a King of Pentacles. This is the World. I have a Ten of Cups, a Knight of Pentacles. I have the Lovers. I have Ace of Pentacles. I have Ace of Wands reversed. Eight of Swords. And then a Ten of Wands. Very interesting. Okay, so what I'm seeing, pretty much, lots of Pentacles energy, and for the month of June, it seems like Pentacles have shown up a lot in the readings. What I'm looking at here, we have the World, we have the Lovers, and those are the only two major arcana cards you have. It feels like here, especially starting here in the beginning, that a relationship, it feels as if you've gone through some changes here, and that the World is the end of a chapter. Usually it means a new shift, a new cycle. And then you have that Ten of Cups. So it feels as if some of you might have gone through a lot of rough relationship issues, and you're sort of starting to pull out of them. This King of Pentacles. Pentacles, you have a King, a Knight, and an Ace. And sometimes when I look at the Ace of Pentacles, and you have this Knight of Pentacles who's riding right into the Lovers, and then the Ace of Pentacles. Sometimes when I see that, I see the Ace of Pentacles in a relationship reading as starting to date, starting to meet new people. You know, calling, talking, things like that. And it's also interesting, you have that King of Pentacles. I kept thinking maybe some of you Aquarians met someone, and then you come into the World and life starts over, new relationship, in love, you know, you fall in love immediately. And then you have the intensity of the Lovers, this Lovers sandwich. The Lovers is right in the middle of your spread. So I think some of you are actually experiencing a new relationship that's growing, and even if you were in an established long-term relationship, it feels as if some of you are growing with your partners, and the relationship is progressing. So yeah, when I see that World, which is at the end of the major arcana, and then it leads into a Ten of Cups, 10 being the end of a cycle, I feel like you're turning a new leaf, so to speak. And it begins with this King of Pentacles. But here now we go to a Knight, and Knights take action. So I'm kind of seeing the King directing and ruling and making decisions, and then he gives instructions to the Knight, and then the Knight takes action. And Knights are always about the change and approaching change. So whenever Knights show up in a reading, it means that there's change coming in for that particular element. It also means you know, sometimes fighting and going through those shifts. So we have that Lovers card, and sometimes the Lovers doesn't always mean just precisely being in love and being together, although when it's with that Ten of Cups, it can mean a relationship headed for commitment, even a soulmate. But you have this Ace of Pentacles here, Pentacles representing Earth, where things are still grounded, things are still in the beginning. So it's interesting, you have the end, this Ten of Cups, falling in love, and then it seems like the Ace of Pentacles sort of pulls things back, where maybe some of you are living together or starting to build a life together. The emotions are there. But now with this Ace of Pentacles, it seems to be indicating the physical, material aspects of building a life together. Now, the interesting thing is that as we head here to the future, more of the extended future, you do have another sandwich here. You have that Eight of Swords, swords being air, representing air signs, which you are an air sign. We have that little sandwich there where you have an Ace of Wands reversed. And sometimes that can just mean a delay, because usually this is about new starts and beginnings. That's what aces are all about. But for this, you know, you go from an Ace of Pentacles, and then you have an Ace of Wands that ends up being reversed. There's a saying, you know, bubbles off the wine, where, you know, you start a new relationship or you're in a long-term relationship and things are not quite as exciting, or there are obstacles that every relationship must deal with, and a rocky start. And then you have confusion here, a little bit of doubt, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of fear. Like, oh, something wrong is going, you know, there are things going wrong in the relationship. What are we going to do? But there should be no reason why you should be apprehensive, Aquarius. You have another 10. So you have some aces and you have some 10s, which are pretty interesting. And maybe because aces are at the beginning of a cycle and 10s are at the end, maybe what this is saying is you can't get to the ace yet. You can't get to this new beginning because you have to finish up here. There's still some things that need to be resolved. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. So for those of you who are experiencing new love, or who've been pretty happy with your long-term relationships, there might be new issues and new obstacles coming up with your partner. But I don't think it's any cause to panic. I think everything will be okay. Right, so I'm pulling an outcome card here. And you have the moon. The moon is about listening to your subconscious, listening to, you know, being aware of danger. And what could possibly be going on here, especially with that Ace of Wands reversed, is a little issue that might be easy to ignore, could end up being a bigger issue. And you know, you have to take the blindfold off. I'm returning to that Eight of Swords, where you must be careful to keep your blindfolds off, and be able to see things as they are. The problem does not have to be a big drama, and it doesn't have to be the end-all and be-all. All relationships go through some type of challenge. And so when I see the moon here, it's about using your intuition and a little bit of your psychic energy to pay attention to things that you know, for instance, you have to see things, use your intuition to see those things that are hidden from you. So you're here at the Eight of Swords, sort of blind, and you feel trapped, and you're scared, like, you know, there's a problem in the relationship. Don't make it worse. Just listen to your intuition and be on guard, and be willing to see the truth, but trust yourself and listen to your what your inner wisdom is trying to tell you. Otherwise, you know, these things that, you know, you're not willing to see, these little tiny problems, if you don't address them, yes, they can become bigger if you're not willing to see them for what they are, but you'll be okay. I feel like with the pentacles here, you have an anchor for a strong, it feels like the pentacles are sort of anchoring the relationship, but you can't freak out, you can't doubt yourself. And that was your reading, Aquarius. I want to take a minute to thank everyone for their support. And I know that last month everyone was, I was pretty much under the weather because I was going through, a lot of respiratory issues. So thank you all for your concern, especially those who sent emails wondering if I'm okay. I will be back next month, and if you are interested in supporting my readings, check out my Patreon link in the description of the videos. If you want to just be a sponsor for $1 a month, that's wonderful, but if not, that's fine. I enjoy giving these readings when I can. So, take care. Summer's approaching. We're going to have this month's summer equinox. It's going to be a turning point towards the height of summer. Summer will begin, but we're also going to be heading to the darker aspects of the season, and the general as we moved from the light to the darkness. But I hope you are enjoying the seasons, and I hope that with all the stuff going on, I hope that you're able to maintain your sanity, because it's been pretty tumultuous in the last few months. So take care, and I wish you love and